What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another GMPGL game brought to you by yours truly, B-Ballin. Now, this is a very interesting replay. It was recommended replay on GhostGamers.net, and then the title was revoked, so we will see why such a travesty has happened to this replay. But right now, we're going to have iZone, the runners-up of the GST June, versus Ledion.Dreamz up on the Scourge side. Yes, no Radiant and Dire this time, just Sentinel and Scourge, a good old Dota 1. Let's get into it. So we're going to see some interesting heroes, Naga Siren, Templar Assassin, other heroes like that who are not introduced in the Dota 2 scene as of right now. But soon we shall see them in all of their glory. They will be introduced very soon. And I'm really excited to see how those heroes will transition into the competitive European and Chinese Dota scenes. But right now we have Chen, Lycanthrope, and Naga Siren being the opening bans for iZone, and meanwhile Invoker, Dragon Knight, and Templar Assassin going to be the bans for Ledion.Dreamz. Looks like Earthshaker and Morphling are going to be the first pickups for iZone, so obviously they're going to try to pick up an Ancient Apparition to pair with that Earthshaker and get a very, very aggressive offensive tri-lane to help out with the Morphling. And I think Jules... Oh wait, no. iZone has the Morphling. My bad. And so I expect an Ancient Apparition to be paired up with iZone, and I do not think Ancient Apparition will be picked up by the Ledion.Dreamz squad. They picked up a Beastmaster. Now, Dota 2 Beastmaster's been seeing a different sort of play. He's quite often seen as a side lane solo. He stacks the ancient camps if he doesn't get too much farm, and then he just proceeds to wild axes down all the giant neutral creeps. So that's a pretty effective strategy to get a lot of gold and a lot of experience in a pretty short amount of time if your lane is not succeeding. But I don't know how the Filipinos will decide to use this Beastmaster. Maybe we'll see him in a similar role, maybe we'll see him in a solo mid, maybe we'll see him in a solo top situation. Who knows? It's all a mystery. It's the luck of the draw. So right now we're just waiting on Ledion.Dreamz to pick it up. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to go for. Will they go for some crowd control support hero like a Shadow Demon with the disruption and just control the lane through that, help them out? They pick up a Queen of Pain and the Rubik, so they put the Rubik for the support, Queen of Pain for the top lane solo, and a Puck is going to be the pickup for iZone. So if Ledion.Dreamz wants to, they can ban the Ancient Apparition to prevent iZone from picking it up. But right now, I don't know if Ancient Apparition is worth a ban for the iZone, for the Ledion.Dreamz squad. Instead, they decide to ban the Shadow Demon. Not really too sure why they decide to ban that hero. May have just feared the power of a ganking Shadow Demon, even though he's always seen in a tri-lane in a support capacity. But they're going to ban the Panda as well to prevent a solo mid, so Puck is probably going to be laning up against the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain should have the advantage in that lane. And Morphling and ES will definitely be laning together, so Morphling can get as much farm as possible. And Ledion.Dreamz just leave iZone to picking up an Ancient Apparition full free, as Slardar is the last ban for the iZone squad. Slardar saw a little bit of play in Southeast Asia and the Chinese scene just because he's such a strong chaser. And Slardar is one of those heroes I feel like is always perfectly balanced because he always fades in and out of the competitive scene just as the teams pick him up and decide to drop him. And when he's picked up very, very frequently. So I expect once the trends start to shift towards more chasing rather than pushing in Dota 2, we're going to see more and more Slardar play, and I'm really going to be pretty excited to see the return of that happen. And right now, iZone, they banned it, so we're not going to see Slardar in this game. So we'll see how Ledion.Dreamz decides to go for it. They still are lacking a late game carry. They're still lacking another support hero to help out in the tri-lane, so we're going to see what they are going to go for. Will they go for dual lanes? No Sand King being picked up on either side. And you all know how much I hate how the Southeast Asians play their Sand Kings. They play him in a tri-lane roaming support role, and he just becomes totally useless as the game goes on because he has no farm, cannot pick up a Blink Dagger even by the 30-minute mark, and he just loses all effectiveness. So hopefully we won't see any Sand King play, at least in that capacity as a tri-lane hero. He's very effective in a dual lane, very, very effective in his solo lane when he gets the farm, and he's pretty effective as a tri-lane farmer, but we'll see. Instead, we're going to see the Thrall, the Disruptor, being picked up by Ledion.Dreamz, so we haven't seen too much Thrall in the Southeast Asian Dota 1 scene. We saw him for a little bit. It's mostly because he's not really effective as a tri-lane hero, needs a lot of experience, he's pretty squishy, and needs a lot of teamfight positioning coordination to set up the kinetic field in the Stag Storm. But I still believe when Thrall is fully utilized to his fullest potential, he becomes a very, very dangerous hero. And Glimpse is just one of the biggest cockblocks in the world. And it's also very strong against countering Morphling and Puck. Just like, oh, I blink out, I illusion orb. Well, get back in here inside my kinetic field. You're trapped, no way to get out. And now I'm going to own you with all my teammates helping out. So Anti-mage is going to be the last pickup, and this is pretty interesting because Anti-mage of course, has faded out of Dota 1 and Dota 2 scenes pretty much because he's not a very strong early game hero. He does not fare well against push strats, and he just is often too pressured in order to get all the farm. But it's interesting because Anti-mage was first picked up as a counter to Morphling a year ago in the 6.70 C days, where people experimented with Anti-mage versus Morphling just because Anti-mage can drain the mana of the Morphling, and Morphling is one of the most mana-dependent carries in the game, just because he needs a lot of mana for Morph, needs a lot of mana for Waveform, and all that. So we'll see how Anti-mage fares against this Morphling in the last pick. So what will iZone decide to pick up? They're still missing a mid-solo hero, so maybe we're going to see a melee mid-solo, maybe an Axe or a Shadow Fiend, something like that. I don't know if Shadow Fiend would be the best pickup because he requires a lot of farm, Morphling requires a lot of farm, so we'll see how that shapes up. Axe, we've been seeing Filipino teams pick up Axe recently just because he has a lot of lane control with the battle hunger. He pretty much counters most melee mid-solo heroes just by running up to them and then attacking and hoping for counter helix procs. But unfortunately, Axe has not been winning just because he often gets paired against a range hero because people know how to fight against him. He doesn't get a very fast blink dagger. He just tapers off in effectiveness as the game goes on. So it'll be interesting to see how iZone decides to go for it, and we are going to see an Axe indeed. So let's go right into the players as we introduce everybody. As I close this little window, we're going to have Jay up on the Thrall, O playing the Beastmaster, L playing the Anti-mage, H playing the Rubik, and looks like X is going to be playing the Queen of Pain. I suppose J is Jules, who's going to be playing the Thrall rather than the hard carry up on the Ledion.Dreamz side. Meanwhile, we're going to have Wa playing the Earthshaker, going to have Kel playing the Ancient Apparition, very, very strong Ancient Apparition player. We definitely saw a lot of him in the GST Grand Finals up against Badburn, playing that Shadow Demon or the Ancient Apparition role, so we'll see how he decides to play it in this game. We are going to see Ben or even playing that Morphling, going to be seeing YHN playing that Axe, and Pole playing the Puck. So we're going to see a different lane transition, usually in Southeast Asian Dota 1 games. Oftentimes we've seen the Queen of Pain and the other top lane so square up in this lane, where they just sort of duke it out, just because this lane is a little bit more safe for the Queen of Pain, and often a very survivable hero faces up against her in this lane. But it looks like this lane composition is favoring a tri-lane versus tri-lane, and we often see tri-lane versus tri-lane in this lane, in the bottom lane for the Sentinel slash Scourge. And this protects the Scourge tri-lane a little bit more heavily, but it also leaves a lot more room for ganking paths for the Sentinel mid lane to go in and gank around. If there is no ward positioning, you could just dodge a lot of wards a lot more easily. And also there's a lot more range for the Sentinel heroes to roam around. They have pretty much all of this jungle area, and meanwhile the Scourge have like this area, and then if they want to pull, they have this area. So not as much range to move into, but of course they have the added benefit of the tower, which makes all the difference. And rather than seeing Queen of Pain versus Puck in the bottom lane, we're going to see Queen of Pain in the middle lane. So already, even though we're seeing very similar heroes across the board, definitely a lot of different lane compositions. So Queen of Pain is going to have no trouble versus Axe. If she picks up a couple points in the Shadow Strike, she's just going to be able to bully the Axe completely out of lane. And Axe can't run up to the Queen of Pain and just attack her, hope for a counter helix proc, because Queen of Pain is ranged. Meanwhile, we're going to have a Puck versus Beastmaster. Will Beastmaster pick up Inner Beast? Probably not, just because he won't be bottle crowing, or he'd probably get a bottle, but he won't be ruining it up, so Inner Beast will not be too effective in terms of pushing the wave, and you don't really want to push the lane against the Puck. But we are going to see Inner Beast being picked up by the Beastmaster. Not really too sure about this pickup, just because it means the lane's going to be pushed too heavily, and that leaves a lot of ganking paths being opened up against the Scourge side, so Beastmaster will have to be playing a little bit more carefully. So, and he's also not picking up the boar or any points of call wild, which he can just use to pull the scamp, stack the ancients, as the Europeans often do in Dota 2 these days. And right now, this Queen of Pain is being harassed by the Battle Hunger. Can she get a last hit? Yes, she does, so the Battle Hunger is effectively neutralized, as most of the focus will be on this Tron, as we're going to see Earthshaker maneuver into position, Lightning Strike doing a lot of damage to that Ancient Apparition. And one of the good things about Lightning Strike, it does a decent amount of damage in the AoE, as well as Anti-mage is going to town the Saint Apparition. Will Earthshaker manage to block it off? No, Earthshaker does not get the block off, as Kel dies to the Anti-mage, as L manages to pick up the first blood. Meanwhile, Morphling is going to be harassed quite heavily by this Thrall, and it's going to be pretty difficult to handle this top lane, just because Thrall throws down a lot of burst damage early on in the game that can't be quite matched up with the Ancient Apparition and the Earthshaker. The Rubik also throws down a decent amount of burst damage with the Telekinesis and the Fade Bolt doing a lot. Anti-mage will be pretty difficult to kill just because he's a blinky hero unless they chain stuns perfectly, and even then it'll be pretty difficult to kill him just because he has that blink to blink away from the fissure and the cold feet combination. So right now, even though the offensive power of the Sentinel Trident is very high and they have a good defensive presence with the fissure of the Earthshaker, they might have met their match in this Scourge Triline featuring the Rubik and the Thrall. And I'm going to be interested to see how much experience Thrall will be picked up. Will he be the primary polar, or will he be the support in the Anti-mage that we're going to see in the lane as we see Rubik roam out? So we're going to see Thrall pick up a little bit more experience rather than the Rubik. I like this decision just because Rubik does not need as many levels as the Thrall usually does, just because Rubik, he's pretty effective once he picks up the Soul Steal and maxes all his other spells. Meanwhile, Thrall really wants to get a decent level of the Static Storm, a lot of levels into Glimpse, a lot of levels in Kinetic Field, so he's going to need the experience a lot more. As we're going to see Telekinesis combined with the Lightning Storm and the Kinetic Field, trapping the Ancient Apparition in place as the Cold Feet does proc up on the Thrall. Meanwhile, Ancient Apparition is being harassed quite heavily by the Anti-mage. One more hit, and Rubik picks up the last hit. So right now, this Trident of the Scourge is working magnificently, as Thrall is going to do some more creep pulls, going to get the last hit. Yes, nicely done, and picks up level 3, so going to be scaling that Thunder Strike and just going to do a lot of damage. So right now, Sentinel's going to have a lot of trouble in this offensive Triline, and it's up to Morphling to take advantage of, or it's up to Anti-mage to take advantage of pretty much the free farm that his supports are giving him. Will he be able to maximize the last hits? One of the criticisms I have for Filipino players is that in Trilines they often go for kills rather than just save farm. They often overextend themselves and dive a little bit more aggressively with their hard carries rather than just going for farm, which is all well and good, but it's not really a guarantee. Meanwhile, creep kills, if you're winning the lane already, rather than going for more kills when the opponent is playing more defensively, like we're going to see the Morphling Triline do, farm is much more guaranteed. It's not really a risk either, and it also pays off quite nicely with the reward. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Queen of Pain is still being harassed by Axe, but she does have the Shadow Strike. 13-4 up on the Axe, meanwhile 16-5 on the Queen of Pain. So Axe is faring reasonably well. Going to be bottle crowing it up just to spam that Battle Hunger. And Queen of Pain is actually having a bit more of a difficult time just because she's pretty squishy. She's forced to blink away from the Battle Hunger, but still not going to be able to spell it. So she's going to have to bottle up very, very soon. And if she gets one more Battle Hunger, she will die, as the Battle Hunger is going to be refreshed on the Queen of Pain. Not really too sure what the Queen of Pain was doing, just sticking around in tower range. But now she dies to an Axe solo lane, just to 3 Battle Hungers. That's a pretty big shame. Meanwhile, Rexar the Beastmaster 26-2 is bottled up the double damage rune. Meanwhile, Puck is 21-3, and it looks like Rexar is having a slight advantage over the Puck, but still pretty even. Too difficult to say who has the straight up advantage. In terms of counter-kicking, the team with the Puck will have the advantage just because he has a more mobile nuke, and he has a very strong AoE Dream Coil ability that can handle tri-lane engagements very nicely. But in terms of frequency of ganks, Rexar cannot be trumped just because that Roar has such a short cooldown. Meanwhile, Thrall is going to continue the pulls, so we'll see. Morphling is 22-1, which is pretty surprising. Decent CS considering his Triline is getting completely dominated. Only 2-1 in favor of the Scourge, but right now Anti-mage is just going out of control. Picked up a Vitality booster right off the bat, so already we're seeing a divergence of Anti-mage builds. And it really speaks to the different strengths of the metagame between Dota 2 anti-mages and just Dota 1 Filipino anti-mages, where we're just seeing a lot of harassment, a lot of spell damage being thrown out all the time. Not too much damage in terms of getting pushes, and not really too much threat of getting pushes immediately, so you don't really have to farm as fast as possible. You just need to survive. So Vanguard is probably the smarter choice in this engagement rather than the Battle Fury, just so you can survive, take the spells, get more hits on heroes, and you're not really in too much of danger of being pushed because there's no hardcore pushers on the sides like a Furion, like the Leshrac, or anything like that. So your towers are pretty much safe for this point in time. And Anti-mage already picked up Vanguard. He's pretty much going to be A-okay in this lane. Nothing Morphling or Ancient Apparition can do in order to stop him at this point in the game. Meanwhile, Axe's Queen of Pain, Axe picking up the kill, and is out farming the Queen of Pain as well, just completely spamming his Berserker's Call and Ballinger whenever possible. Meanwhile, Earthshaker teleported in as Beastmaster picked up a kill on the puck, but Earthshaker got the counter gank off and managed to kill the Beastmaster in return, picking off a nice boost of experience. Even though Beastmaster killed the puck, Earthshaker picking out that kill will help him a lot just because his Trilon was getting worked, and now he's going to get a lot of experience, a lot of gold, and some precious levels to get that Echo Slam and the Fissure up to a high level. But we're going to see Quinnipiac migrating around. Can X manage to kill the Earthshaker? I don't know, but there's a huge engagement happening on the top of Tri-Lane as Ancient Apparition is running in completely the wrong direction. Anti-mage will easily be able to pick up this kill if he has enough mana. Here comes the Kinetic Field. It's going to block off. Meanwhile, looks like Van manages to pick up a kill up on Jay, the Thrall player, as it looks like Anti-mage got completely juked by the Ancient Apparition, and he's forced to blink away. So nicely done by the Sentinel squad. So in all that while, Quinnipiac did not get a successful gank up on the Earthshaker. So Sentinel climbing their way back into this game. Nice juking by Kel, the Ancient Apparition player, avoiding the anti-mage. I thought for sure he was dead, but that salve. And meanwhile, Battle Hunger with the puck blinking in. Looks like Dream Coil was up on cooldown, so the Illusionary Orb, or the Illusory Orb, and the Silence was not enough to kill the anti-mage. But Battle Hunger going to do a lot of damage. Does not look like Anti-mage has too many points of Spell Shield. He's spamming his blink quite frequently, and I expect he's got a decent level into Mana Break. So spell damage will still hurt against this Anti-mage at this point in the game. As you can see, this Battle Hunger is just completely destroying all hopes of Anti-mage returning to the lanes immediately. Meanwhile, Beastmaster picks up an early belt of Giant Strength, gonna be able to spam more and more. Will he pick up an early Necrobook, or will he just save it up for some treads as Quinnipiac just gets Culling Bladed by an axe with the Battle Hunger just getting decimated as Hirop Tlaga. I do not know what that means, but I sure it means that, dang, that axe is just completely only up in the mid lane. And that's my best tackle hook, or Filipino. Meanwhile, we're going to see Beastmaster getting the gank. Can Earthshaker get a Fissure Block? Yes, nicely done by the Earthshaker player. That was a very strong Fissure Block, as he does have Devil Dancer. And can he whack the Beastmaster with a couple of the whacks of that tome? No, he cannot. Beastmaster just runs away, fearing that cow for his life. Cows want revenge after being turned into steak for so long. But it looks like Beastmaster is Master of Beasts indeed. Just escapes that torrent, and Quinnipiac comes in for the counter gank. Can she get the Shadow Strike off on the Earthshaker? No, it looks like Earthshaker spots it, and is just gonna back the heck away from that engagement. Meanwhile, still a lot of action. Replicate being destroyed up on that top lane. Let's see, just check out the farms on the carry players. Almost 40 CS for the Morphling. Not too bad, but still not the best farm in the world. Meanwhile, the Anti-mage player L is only 20-4 by 10 minutes, ridiculously low farm. Considering his Trilon was doing very, very nicely. It's really surprising to see that, but we're going to see Dream Coil and Sonic Wave being casted. Puck is going to be the next one to die, as looks like Earthshaker is being dived upon. Shadow Strike and the Quill Board just slowing down this Earthshaker. A ridiculous amount. Screaming Pain misses as Earthshaker manages to escape. Looks like the Quill Beast will die, but so will the Queen of Pain. Yes, it dies to the tower. Nicely done by the Earthshaker with a nice fissure, just being able to juke the Queen of Pain, Scream of Pain, as Earthshaker just cackles to himself in all chat. Very, very nice manners. But it's all in good fun because this is a GMPGL online tournament, so I'm sure all the players will get together for donuts and burgers and all that after this game. Meanwhile, Rubik, level 5 boots, and an Ironwood branch playing the hardcore support. He is probably miserable at this point in the moment, just because he cannot steal any spells and get a lot more mobility and utility through that. Axe with the Ring of Health and Stout Shield, completely owning that Queen of Pain in the middle lane with the Culling Blade and the Battle Hunger. Going to be able to finish his Vanguard very soon. Will he go for a fast Blink Dagger, or will he go for Arcane Boots? Arcane Boots probably not the right answer, considering he's been battle curling it up like crazy, as it looks like Scream of Pain being casted, as Axe is just waiting for Queen of Pain to kill that creep and to cast that Battle Hunger, but Battle Hunger got immediately dispelled. Here comes the Telekinesis and the Thunder Strike. Can the Kinetic Field be casted? Yes, it does, and it does trap the Axe, but Axe is very tanky at this point in the match, even though he does not have the Vitality Booster. A couple more hits. Looks like Axe might be able to survive a couple more hits. Can he get away? No, Shadow Strike manages to pick up the kill. Queen of Pain is cold feet to the ground, but Battle Hunger still doing a lot of damage. Can she get the last hit on the creep? No, Ancient Apparition comes in and gets the last hit on the Queen of Pain before she could get that last hit on the creep. Slow and steady death is not what the Queen of Pain wanted, but that's what she got in that exchange. Here comes Earthshaker with the Fissure. Can he trap off the Thrall? No, he cannot, but it looks like Rubik stole the Fissure. So a pretty nice spell to steal, if I do not say so myself, as it looks like Ancient Apparition is going to be a lot of trouble. Kinetic Field, Roar coming in from the Beastmaster. Oh, manages to pick up a kill, or rather, Kel manages to pick up a kill on Jay. In the meanwhile, I guess the Ice Splash Shatter Damage managed to kill Jay in the midst of all of that engagement. Not really too sure how that happened. 7-6 in favor of the Sentinel squad. No towers are being pushed, but looks like Morphling is doing a lot of damage with the replicate and his auto attacks. And he's going for the standard perseverance in the Liquid Sphere build. Has a Ring of a Quill as well, just to give his creeps a little bit more armor. So there's going to be a huge dive for the Beastmaster. Looks like the Fissure and the Kung Blade going to be able to get a kill very easily. And now there's a 20% move speed bonus for Axe and all of his allies, just running around in circles with Broadcast Connect Field defensively. And looks like he manages to evade the efforts of the Sentinel squad. So they're just going to have to run away, heal up, and wait for another day to fight up. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain bottled up, but unfortunately for her, the rune was just taken. No boots, so this Queen of Pain is having a miserable time. 1 in 4, 35 and 7. Pretty low CS. Meanwhile, Thrall 2 and 1 with 2 deaths himself, not getting too much experience, not going to get that Stack Storm leveled up too highly at all. And mostly you just want to level up Thrall because Glimpse is not really too good of an early game spell. But as you approach the mid game, as teams get more and more mobile, and as your nukes lose effectiveness, you really want to get a high level Glimpse. So Thrall on the Throne, I'm not really too sure if that's the best use of his skills, but looks like that is what's going to happen as Earthshaker manages to pick up a Fissure. Queen Pain just died, and all that did not see the Earthshaker. But still, not really too sure why she's stuck so close to that lane. Queen of Pain 1 in 5, ridiculously ineffective at this point in the game. So just not having a good time at all. Just checking out the overall CS solos as we're going to watch the heroes and the minimap dots dance around all over the place. We can see Morphling 70 CS, meanwhile the Anti-mage player only 41 and 4, ridiculously underfarmed, as Sentinel with their farm advantage and their pretty mobile lineup consisting of the Puck and the Morphling, and considering the Axe has been dominating the Queen of Pain in the meta lane, is taking the advantage in terms of the kills, and looks like Morphling is going to be ganked as he just waveforms out. Can Rubik get the spell steal? Here comes a Fissure blocking everybody in place. That is the spell that Rubik stole. Morphling is desperately trying to morph, but he's trapped in the Connect Field. Pops the Magic Wand as well. Will Morphling escape? Meanwhile, it looks like YHN did die in the midst of all that. The Axe dying to the X to Queen of Pain in that engagement. YHN managed to pick off O in the midst of all that as well. Beastmaster died to the Axe with the Battle Hunger. But unfortunately for the iZone squad, their Morphling player did die, and Anti-mage did get the last hit. And let's see if Anti-mage can get some last hits up on these creeps. That's a little bit more important at this stage in the game. Of course, killing Morphling, of course. Just important at any stage of the game. But still, Anti-mage has to get his CS going. Got a very fast Vanguard, and since then he's gotten jack all in terms of items, so not having too much fun in that regard. Looks like there's a mass migration of heroes. Sentry wards being dropped up all on the ground, countering these observer wards up on the ledge, and looks like Ancient Apparition is going to try to steal the sentry wards, kill the sentry ward before just taking revenge for his observer ward in that middle lane. Axe rushing in, has the Vanguard, checking out his gold really quickly. He has 200 gold in the bank, so pretty far away from that Blink Dagger should he decide to get it, as Axe is going to come in. No, just going to back off, as looks like the Ledion.Dreamz do not want to take a team fight. They are backing away. Meanwhile, a lot of iZone squad are grouped up together aside from the Morphling, so Morphling's getting a lot of free experience in that regard. So that's pretty good for the Morphling, and meanwhile Puck is getting a lot of experience on the bottom lane as well. Picked up Arcane Boots. 1800 gold away from finishing that Blink Dagger, so it looks like we're in a little bit of a lull, but right now Morphling is firing extremely effectively. Anti-mage is not, pulling the creeps just to deny Morphling some of the farm, but still keeping the creep equilibrium all the way on his side of the map. What we see engaging on the middle lane, everybody is here. Is Thrall level 6 yet? Yes, hit level 6 just recently, 15 minutes into the game, has that Static Storm. Not going to be doing too much damage just because the Axe is ridiculously tanky. Earthshaker has the Arcane Boots level 8, Earthshaker pretty high leveled at this point in the game. Ancient Apparition has Ice Blast, Magic Wand playing the primary support. So that's pretty much all he needs at this point in the game. Although you do want to get Ancient Apparition to level 11 just so you have more damage on that Ice Blast and a short cooldown. So you can just pwn people across the map. Meanwhile, Anti-mage 52 and 4 at 16 minutes in. Really, really poor farm for him, as he's not been able to get into that lane and just tear up those creeps. And it looks like Thrall and Rubik are going to try to roam away, try to catch Morphling out of position. Morphling Perseverance, did he pick up the Ultimate Orb? He might have it on the curry. We'll just check it out really quickly. Do not see an ultimate orb on the courier, so he's still pretty far away from finishing that Lincoln Sphere. Here comes the Thunderstrike and the Telekinesis. They get Stackstorm up as well. He is silenced. Here comes the Waveform. Picks up a kill on Jay in the midst of all of that, and now he's starting to morph. And when Morphling starts to morph, he's very difficult to kill. But it looks like the Ice Blast managed to pick up the last hit. It was stolen by Rubik in the midst of all that. So nice done by the Rubik, as there was a huge engagement on the bottom lane. Queen of Pain died to the puck, and the Earthshaker Ancient Apparition combination, and just managed to easily kill that Queen of Pain. So Queen of Pain in exchange for Morphling, pretty good trade for the Ledion.Dreamz side, but unfortunately for them, their Anti-mage is not farming well, is staying in the jungle rather than hitting creeps in the lane. Not really too sure what this Anti-mage player is doing, but looks like the iZone squad managed to pick up a tower. Here comes the Fissure blocking the blocking the Disruptor in place. Puck manages to get a kill up with his Waning Rift, as Necrobook is the item that was picked up by the Beastmaster, going to do some mana burn damage, but still low Necrobooks would fall easily. Free gold for this axe at this point in the game. Here comes the Ice Blast. Will it hit? It hits the Earthshaker, and if a couple more hits and a mana burn hits on that Earthshaker, he will die, but it looks like the Necrobook illusions will perish in the Earthshaker's place. So, just checking out the farm again, 61-4 on the Anti-mage item progression. That will be extremely important. Ultimate Orb was the item that was picked up by the Morphling, still far away from his Lincoln Sphere. Puck, 500 gold for finishing his Blink Dagger. Earthshaker, 200 gold for finishing his Axe. Picked up a Planeswalker Cloak and is about 1400 gold for finishing his Blink Dagger. So once all these Blink Daggers are purchased up on the Sentinel side, they have so much initiation, a lot of AoE burst damage that can really control the team fights, as it looks like there might be a little bit of engaging. Note, just Fissure being thrown on by each side. Rubik constantly casting Fissure and Ice Blast and whatever long-range spell you can steal. Very effective, as we just see a huge experience advantage inside of the Sentinel. And it looks like Beastmaster 800 gold, 400 gold away from fishing Necro 2. Queen of Pain not even straight treads. Rubik only has a Bracer. Thrall always Smoke and Sea and Boots. Anti-mage still has not picked up Boots for himself. 1000 gold in the bank. So everything, even though Morphic's been dying, everything is turning up iZone's way at this point in the game. But can they continue? They have only taken 2 towers, and I guess they're going to wait for Morphing to pick up some farm, as it looks like Morphing let Queen of Pain steal those creeps with the Scream of Pain, as Axe is going to be farming the middle lane. Will he pick up Blink Dagger, or will he finish the Hooded Defiance to give himself more tank ability? Either way would work out, but I'd rather you get a Blink Dagger faster just so you can go on the offensive and get more aggressive initiation, just because they know the Anti-mage is not firing well. We'll just go on the aggressive and just kill him and just take all the towers as soon as possible, because Anti-mage does fight Morphling extremely effectively just because he takes away so much of Morphling's mana, and mana is Morphling's best friend in any game. Mana is a hero's best friend in any game anyway, except for Huskar, as looks like Stackstorm, a lot of spells being casted just on the Axe, but he's still not dying. Here comes the Ice Blast. Will Axe shatter? Yes, he does, as the Sonic Wave manages to pick up the last hit. But meanwhile, Puck blinks in, and it's Earthshaker comes with a huge Echo Slam. A bunch of kills being picked up. Queen of Pain is stunned. Here comes the Ice Blast again from the Rubik. Can he get the kill? No, 2 for 1. Axe being traded, and although it might have gotten worse for the Ledion.Dreamz squad, and now they know that Puck and Earthshaker both have Blink Daggers. So that element of surprise, only picking up 2 kills, it could have been much, much worse for the Ledion.Dreamz squad. So they can count themselves fortunate, and now they have the knowledge. Now they won't be surprised by any Blink Dagger shenanigans by the Earthshaker or the Puck. But still, they have a lot of long-range initiation. They can chase very effectively, as looks like Queen of Pain does die to the Morphling. Used Replicate to follow the Queen of Pain and just waveformed in and cast the Adaptive Strike, even though Queen of Pain did have a history. So nicely done by Ven. So everything is showing up iZone's way, but will they get a tower in the midst of all that? Yes, they are going to take down this middle tower. Let's see if Puck or Ancient Apparition gets the last hit. Here comes the Ice Blast again, just constantly being casted. It would probably be a good idea for the Ancient Apparition, after cast the Ice Blast, just to immediately cast the Ice Vortex or the Cold Feet or even Chilling Touch, just so Rubik does not keep stealing the Ice Blast. But I guess Rubik's just doing a good job not dying. When was the last time the Rubik player died? He has not died all game, so he will not be losing that Ice Blast. Although I'm sure it's going to be cooling down very, very shortly. Yes, looks like the Ledion.Dreamz squad, they popped the Smoke and Sea. Can they get a gank off on the Morphling? 500 gold away from finishing that Lincoln Sphere. Will he die once more? Here comes Beastmaster. Will he get the roar off? Smoke is used, as looks like we're going to see the Thunderstrike Stackstorm being dropped. He's silenced. He's taking so much damage. Ice Blast hitting as well as, the Beastmaster player kills the Morphling, as he's going to be thwarted from finishing that Lincoln Sphere once more. So now We'll see how Anti-mage is going to be farming. Has picked up the Battle Fury. Now he has 79 CS by 20 minutes. So he's going to be farming more effectively, but can he get the last hits? Or looks like the Scourge are pretty much playing 4v5 as Morphing's been in a lot of team fights. But still 16-11, down 3 tier 1 towers. Meanwhile, they haven't taken any towers themselves. So it could be worse. They could be down by much greater margin. Ledion.Dreamz, that is. Meanwhile, Axe, does he have a blink dagger? He did die in that last huge team fight on the bottom lane. And it looks like he's going to be saving up for that blink dagger, so when the triple blinks of the Axe, Puck, and Earthshaker just jump in, it's going to be a nightmare for Ledion.Dreamz to deal with, considering that they do not have too much longer initiation. They have Rubik with the Ice Blast, but Thrall really requires you to be in close proximity. This looks like Puck's taking a lot of damage, casts the Dream Call. Here comes the Fissure. Echo Slam was stolen by the Rubik player, but he does die in that exchange. Meanwhile, Beastmaster is going to get Berserker's called, and now he's going to die as well. Earthshaker will pick up the last hit, saving up his enchant tome. Looks like Wa has picked up a mega kill, nicely done by this Earthshaker player, but it really is going to come down to if iZone does not push more towers very soon. It's going to come down to the initiation, and it's going to come down to the Morphling versus the Anti-mage, and Morphling has 5 fishes linked here, but now Anti-mage has a battle first, so he's going to be farming a lot more quickly. But now, it looks like he wants to duke it out versus Anti-mage. I'm really questioning decision-making by this Anti-mage player. He has picked up his farm quite rapidly since he's finished the Battle Fury. Looks like he's going to go for the straight sheds. But meanwhile, let's see, Earthshaker has Echo Slams on cooldown. All of the cooldowns are still clocking in, except for the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast. Meanwhile, Axe does have his Culling Blade. He has picked up a Blink Dagger. So I do not know if the Ledion.Dreamz squad should defend this, but still they do not want to give up a tower for free. Battle Hunger is a spell stolen by the Rubik, and he definitely wants to steal the Ice Blast, but no, that is going to be pretty unfortunate for him. Here comes the Illusory Orb, as looks like we're going to see a Stack Storm being casted, Kinetic Field whiffing, as the iZone squad are just going to retreat the heck out of their Queen of Pain. As I always mention in Pinoy games, I'm always surprised to see that she's never banned, because it always seems like Queen of Pain has such a huge impact. But right now we're seeing like Queen of Pain might not be a permanent ban, just because if you shut her down in the early game, she pretty much becomes a non-factor. She doesn't get too much farm, she really wants to get the Lincoln Sphere, has a Fissure, Ice Blast being casted, Echo Slam immediately melting X, the Queen of Pain player. Here comes Rubik, Roar being casted on the Axe player, even though he's lifted up in the air to telekinesis. Here comes the Dream Call, Wild Axes are casted as it looks like Rubik will fall, Puck picks up kill on Rubik as Pole must pick up a double kill. Here comes Anti-mage, looks like Puck will Illusory Orb out with the Ethereal Jaunt, 2 for 2 in that exchange. Who else died? Did the Ancient Apparition player die? No, it just looks like Axe died, and that might have been it. Did we see a buyback? Not too sure, but I guess it's not really too noteworthy to find out, as Beastmaster has Necro 3. Necro 3 just going to do a world of good before the 25-minute mark. Those minions will hurt, and especially if Earthshaker blinks it with the Echo Slam and Attrition Ice Blast with the Axe Berserker's Call. If those Necrobook minions pop, they are going to take a lot of damage, especially since the Sentinel Heroes are not too tanky at this point in time. Urshaw's is item being picked up by the Ancient Apparition. Here comes the Morphling picking up some last hits on the top lane as Anti-mage killed the Roshan, picked up the Aegis of the Immortal, and now he'll be able to farm more aggressively. Will he be able to pick up his farm? He has 100 CS, so he's definitely stepping it up. But what will the item he go for next? Will it be a Vlad's? Will it be Treads? Will he go for a bigger item? And maybe just go for a Butterfly or Mantis style, as looks like a giant battle happening on the bottom lane. Here comes Puck, going to be lifted into the air, taking a lot of damage, gets the phase shift. Thunderstrike going to be disabling his Blink Dagger. Yes, he does get disabled, as it looks like Earthshaker blinks it with an Echo Slam, going to kill the Beastmaster. Earthshaker is unstoppable, but Pole dies in that exchange. H managed to kill the Puck, as it's going to be 2 for 1. Somehow iZone managed to take that victory on the back of that Echo Slam by the Earthshaker. So this Earthshaker, wow, playing really, really strongly. You know, he is saying his enchant totems for last hits. Hey, looks like he's going to go for a 4-staff, has a quarter-staff. Axe, pretty tanky at this point in time. Vanguard, Cocotus Defiance, going to be able to initiate without fear. And now Morphing's joining the team fight. Looks like they want to go for a push rather than wait for the Wrath of the Anti-mage before he gets too powerful in the late game. Wow, picks the last hit with the enchant tome. So he's going to be farming. He's going to be very close to finishing his 4-staff. Meanwhile, Morphling has still the Lincoln Sphere, just sticking out his farm, 2,600 gold in the bank. Will he go for an Eagle Horn into the Ethereal Blade, or will he go for some damage item? At this stage in the game, Burst Surge might not be the worst idea just so you can kill players very, very quickly. But still, if you're fighting against an anti-mage, just going for overall late game DPS items would not be the worst choice either. I think in this situation, I'd go for the late game DPS items, just because you'll be able to kill the supports on the back of Berserker's Call, Dream Coil, Ice Blast, and Echo Slam already. Do you ready to do the overkill with the Ether Blast and the Waveform Adaptive Strike combination? Or do you want to save and just go for the late game on the back of the Morphling versus Anti-Mage combination if your push does not work out? But fortunately for the iZone squad, they've only lost 2 towers. Meanwhile, they've taken 4 towers as well, including taking this very important Roshan tower. If they kill this middle tower, looks like the Scourge will lose a lot of their Roshan control, considering this middle tier 1 tower for the I was about to say Radiant, the Sentinel side is still up. 23-13 in favor of the iZone squad. Will they make the most of it? Anti-mage still has the Aegis of Immortal. He is, what is his gold? Really quickly, 2.1k gold in the bank. Might be setting up for an Ultra Orb. We will see, as it looks like Morphling might be jumped upon. He can just wave out or replicate out should he desire. The replicate is just farming it up, and Morphling's going to be able to escape easily, and he'll be able to replicate back in the battle. Should a team fight break out, he's going to farm that bottom lane and push it back from the Wrath of the Queen of Pain. As the Perseverance, 30 minutes in the game, pretty far away from finishing that Linked Sphere, about 2.4k gold from finishing that Linked Sphere. Queen of Pain is just not having a good time, and she does not like it. This is not the bond that she was into as she decided to join the game. What will iZone do? Will they push? Will they use their advantage? They have Force Staff up on the Earthshaker. Puck has got an Ultimate Orb, going to go for a late game Hex. Ancient Apparition has the Urn of Shadows as well as building towards Strength Treads to give him more HP. Or will they continue to farm with the Morphling? We will see, but I think that since they have so much initiation, they can pretty much take team fights at will, take and win team fights. But it looks like they're playing it pretty conservatively. I'm not too sure if this is the right call by the iZone squad. Will it come back to bite them in the ass? We will see. Thrall going to be close to level 11, and that level 2 Stack Storm does hurt just because it increases his damage as time goes on, and he's going to get more and more levels of Glimpse, so it'll be harder for the iZone squad to escape. Of course, if you just kill the iZone squad, that won't matter, as Ice Blast and Fissure just doing a world of hurt to that Disruptor. Waning Rift was stolen by the Rubik, just silences heroes, but here comes the Anti-Mage doing a lot of damage. Here comes the Cold Feet proc. Echo Slam being dropped on just the Anti-Mage, but he does cast a Mana Void on the Earthshaker before he does die. Will he go on the offensive? He's going to chase for the Ancient Apparition. Fade Bolt being casted, Cold Feet being casted on the Rubik, as Anti-Mage is going to be coming in, as here comes Axe, easily able to kill the Rubik on the last hit. Double damage Puck coming in from the rear. Can Axe get, he has a bonus from the Culling Blade, as Ancient Apparition is just running the heck out of there. Roar coming in to stun the Axe for a long duration. Will Puck be able to blink in? No, he's out of mana, and that's going to end that team fight. These Necrobook Warriors are just doing so much damage to these heroes, as Puck manages to phase shift that damage. Nicely done. But in all of that while, Ven managed to pick up a tower solo. Will he pick up the Eagle Horn? He picked up the Ultimate Orb. So might be a Mantis Style, might be a Scotty. We will see. Either item would be good. Mantis Style will help him push. Scotty will help him survive more effectively, as it's going to be a Mantis Style, so it looks like he's going to go for a bit more push heavy. I like this choice just so they can take more team fights and end the game sooner rather than later. They do not want to fight an Anti-Mage who still has Aegis and has not died in quite a while. Level 17 on this Anti-Mage, has picked up a Mantis Style for himself, and is going to pick up the Agility Tread, so he's pretty tanky, does a lot of damage with the Battle Fury and the Mantis Style. So it's going to be pretty dangerous. iZone is treading in very dangerous waters. Anti-Mage is out DPSing the Morphling, and it's going to drain a lot of the mana. But still, the initiation and the teamfight of iZone will still carry them through to the late game if they keep down Queen of Pain and keep down the Swords, and if they keep picking up towers. Only one tier 2 tower remains for the Ledion.Dreamz squad. And meanwhile, Roshan will be coming back in about 1.5 minutes. So if iZone manages to take that Aegis, put it on the Morphling, they can go for the push and go for the win. But will they do that, or will they just keep going for hero kills? That is one of the fatal flaws of the PNR teams. They love to go for kills rather than just towers. So we shall see. Replicate burning a lot of the Anti-Mage mana. And one of the good things about Morphling is that if he makes a replicate of the Anti-Mage, it's just going to hurt his own supports quite heavily. And Anti-Mage is not one of those carries like a Spectre, like a Wolf, who can just take team fights 1 or 2v5 and just manage to win them if he's ridiculously farmed. Anti-mage has no stun, has no... If he does not go for the BKB, he'll be able to be chain stunned quite easily. Does not have mass alien, does not have a lot of innate tankiness or a tank ability spell that allows him to do damage in the a la dispersion or anything like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Will the replicate do just too much damage to the supports of the enemy squad, or will he just use it to focus down the anti-mage and drain a lot of the mana in that way? We will find out, as looks like iZone, they are migrating. They want to get the top tier 2 tower. Looks like they managed to pick up a gem on the Puck. Going to use that for countering. Puck has a Hex as well. This Puck is ridiculously farmed, as they are going to go for the mid lane push. And will the Ledion.Dreamz squad be able to defend this? Queen of Pain picked up a point booster. Does not have any sort of items before this battle breaks off. Might be saving for a Bloodstone, but will they be able to hold off this push? A lot of initiation coming in from the iZone squad. Will they send the Mantulations and just wear down this tower? Or will they go all in? Looks like they're just going to hit the tower a couple times with Morphling. And all the initiators are just staying the heck back. Puck taking a little bit of damage right off the bat. But a lot of the Mantulations draining a lot of the Axe's mana. Kinetic Field being casted. Here comes the Stack Storm. Axe taking a lot of damage. Roar is being casted on the Axe as well. Mana Void just doing a bunch of damage. Here comes the Earthshaker. A huge Echo Slam. Dream Coil only catching 2 years. 2 kills being picked up by the Queen of Pain. Aegis does expire on the Anti-Mage. Looks like Kel managed to pick up the last hit on the Rubik player, as looks like Anti-Mage is going to be logical. Gets Hexed. He's taking a lot of damage. Will he be able to blink out? He's still silenced from the Waning Rift. He does manage to blink out just in the midst of all that. 3 heroes die up on the iZone squad. Will they get the last hit on the Thrall? No, Thrall is going to be able to escape. You know, he replicates back into it. He kills the Thrall, and now he's going to start morphing in and try to escape all the wrath of the Scourge squad. He's going to waveform out and teleport. Will Anti-Mage have the Mana Void? No. Yes, it looks like the Adaptive Strike stolen by the Rubik manages to pick up the kill on the Morphling. Nicely done by this Rubik player. Always has all the spells stolen in any situation, canceling that TP. 4 heroes die up on the Sentinel, 3 heroes die up on the Scourge, if you count the Aegis, but still, Anti-Mage survived that whole fight, only lost the Aegis, and Roshan will be respawning very, very shortly. So, pretty nice team fight by Ledion.Dreamz. One of the fatal flaws in that engagement was that they allowed the Axe to stay out of position and just drain so much of his mana. He was pretty much a non-factor in that whole team fight. Did not do anything, could not get the Berserker's Call or a Culling Blade off. That movement speed bonus or the armor bonus that given to the Axe, and that 3.5 second attack disable that goes through BKB would have been a godsend in that engagement. Allow Morphling and the Initiators to come in. Earthshaker dropped a nice Echo Slam, but that was not enough, unfortunately, for the iZone squad, and now they're starting to run into problems. Anti-Mage is getting slowly but surely more farm, checking out his gold really fast. 3.2k in gold and Vic. Will he go for an item like an MKB, or will he go for a Butterfly? Butterfly might be the smart choice to help him fight against Morphling. Morphling has 2.3k gold in the bank, so we'll see what he decides to go for. Will he go for a Butterfly, or will he go for a Scotty? And that is the question we are going to see as this game transitions into the late game portion of the game. One mistake will change the momentum, change the tide of battle, but it looks like Sentinel have taken a lot of the map control back. Only the bomb lane is being pushed out, and they do have the Ancient Attrition, Ice Blast, an extremely mobile hero in the form of the Morphling, able to cast replicates and stay with his team all the time. So will iZone be able to take this map control and ride it to a Roshan team fight and able to take that Aegis and transition to a push, or will the Ledion.Dreamz squad manage to hold on? Queen of Pain did disassemble the Perseverance. No, sorry. Perseverance goes into Bloodstone anyway. What am I saying? As she has 10 charges up on that Bloodstone, going to be able to spam a lot of mana. I'm not really too sure if Bloodstone is the best item on Queen of Pain, although you've seen it make a little bit of comeback in the Dota 1 scene, just because Queen of Pain doesn't really need too much mana regen until she gets the Aghanim Scepter. She just needs a large mana pool, so Bloodstone charges will not be too effective. Here comes the pipe as Morphling is going to siege that top tier 3, or the middle tier 3 tower. Who did die? Thrall died, so that Static Storm with the silence is going to be pretty effective. Queen of Pain gets Berserker's Call. Here comes the Ice Blast. Culling Blade does not hit as Echo Slam doing a lot of damage. Queen of Pain is going to be the first one to die to pull, and looks like H-Division Anti-Mage picked up a BKB doing a huge amount of damage as Morphling is going to have to retreat out of there. H-Division is going to be the next one to die. Looks like Morphling waves back in. He wants to take the team fight. Looks like the Anti-Mage is hexed. Will Puck manage to get a Dream Call? He gets the silence off. Will they be able to kill the Anti-Mage? No, Anti-Mage is just too fast, too furious, as Morphling is going to be the next one to die. Ultra Kill being picked up by the Anti-Mage, and now iZone is in a lot of trouble. It is not looking good. They're going to give up the Roshan. Morphling does not have any sort of buyback, so free Agency Moral to the Anti-mage. They were not expecting that BKB, and a lot of iZone's damage comes through the form of that team fight with the Echo Slam, with the Dream Crawl, and with the Ice Blast. And unfortunately for them, Axe's Berserker's Call does go through BKB, but Axe prematurely used it, probably did not see the BKB finished by the Anti-mage and just used it to get the Queen of Pain solo kill, and that is an exchange that they will take any time. Ledion.Dreamz will, that is, as Anti-mage picks the Aegis Immortal, and they will be able to take more and more map control back from the iZone squad. Already pushing that this middle tier 1 tower. Finally, 40 minutes in the game, 37 minutes in the game, going to be able to kill that tower. And what will iZone do to respond to this situation? It's going to be ridiculously difficult to kill the Anti-mage, and you cannot ignore him. Mostly in these sort of mid-game situations, I'd suggest, alright, ignore the Anti-mage, kill the rest of his teammates, and then focus your targets on the Anti-mage. But right now, BKB, Anti-mage, that's throwing out a lot of damage, and considering not much HP has been picked up by the iZone squad, Ancient Apparition not very tank, has picked up a Hand of Midas just for the Necro books. So that's an interesting item to pick up this late in the game. And it does not really give you too much effective gold, it just reduces the damage output by the Necrobooks. Considering that a Necrobook warrior gives 100 gold, and a Hand of Midas would give a constant 190 gold. So only a 90 gold difference than rather just casting out on a neutral creep, which can give you up to like 180 extra gold. So not really too sure if Hand of Midas is really strong late game for the Ancient Apparition. Ghost Scepter, something like that, Force Staff, all these items might work out better. But still, we'll see how it works out. These Necrobook Warriors are proving their worth their weight in gold at this stage of the game. Though the Disruptor, only 2 braces is going to go for a Jango with Dirt. It's going to give his team more auras. Meanwhile, Rubik has 2 braces himself and the Urn of Shadows. I like what Ledion.Dreamz are doing in regards to items. Beastmaster picks up Mechanism. They're just tanking up. They know a lot of the damage potential on the iZone squad comes in the back of their huge team fight. Echo Slam and Dream Call and Ice Blast are just doing a lot of damage. But if they take up, if they can survive and allow their Anti-mage to just go through on everybody else, Echo Slam being dropped, Calling Blade being dropped on the Anti-mage as he loses Aegis, but they will not be able to pick up a double kill unless they perfectly time this Echo Slam. No, he pops the BKB. Now he's going to go on the offense. I do not think he killed the Axe, so he's just going to blink away. Using his second BKB charge, just run away. Still, it's going to be 8 seconds for the next engagement. Plenty of time to go on a rampage with the rest of his team. But still, killing that Aegis was an important first step for the iZone squad to get themselves back in the game. And even though they have the lead, even though they have a tower gold lead as well, I still say they are not ahead in terms of momentum, just because the Ledion.Dreamz squad has killed more heroes in these last teamfight engagements, and HH picked up an ultra kill, and very few heroes on the Ledion.Dreamz squad are dying aside from like the Rubik or the Thrall, which are not very important in these late stages of the game. Meanwhile, Beastmaster, the Anti-mage, the Queen of Pain are all surviving. Queen of Pain picks up the Aghanim Scepter, so now that Queen of Pain has 40-second cooldown on that ultimate, those Bloodstone charges will start to kick in, and she'll be able to spam that Sonic Wave whenever it's off cooldown, regardless of how much mana she has left. So it's going to do a lot of damage. 850 damage in AoE cannot be underestimated. So we'll see how iZone decides to take it. Will they go for a smoke gank? I do not think Ledion.Dreamz will fall for any sort of smoke ganks. They are sticking together for the most part, and Anti-mage does not really fear the Sentinel squad in any sort of capacity. It might behoove him to, but he does not give any sorts of fuck at this stage of the game. 4.7k gold in the bank for the Anti-mage. Let's see what his next item be. Will it be a butterfly? We will see. Will he pick up a Monkey King bar? Will he pick up a Bariza? A lot of item choices for the Anti-mage. I think Butterfly would still be the best option at this stage in the game, just so it can avoid a lot of the damage thrown down by the Morphling. And still, Mechanism being picked up by the Puck. Pretty late game Mechanism for the Puck. Still at this point in the game, as Morphling on for the Ethereal Blade, I'm not a huge fan of the decision at all. It's going to prevent Anti-mage from attacking him. It's going to give him a lot of burst damage, which I think they might need just because the support heroes on the Scourge side are tanking up, so they're going to need the burst damage. But still, I'd rather he go for something like a Butterfly, something like a Scotty, just give him more DPS in overall auto attacks rather than just a burst damage that prevents you from attacking for 3 seconds. Looks like iZone, they want to go for a push. They have a lot of damage up. Earthshaker 4-stat. Blink Dagger has not made any item progression. Meanwhile, Axe gets the Blink Berserker's Call, and now that's Q for Anti-mage to go in with the BKB. He casts it. Looks like Venmage pick off the Beastmaster before he casts any Necrobook or the Roar, so they're missing a lot of DPS from the Beastmaster, but Anti-mage picks up a kill. Beyond godlike, 2 kills in favor of the Ledion.Dreamz squad. Rubik's chasing the Morphin. Can he get the telekinesis off? Axe is just becoming more and more ineffective as this game wears on. Anti-attrition dies as well. Connect Field being casted, holding the Axe in place. Ledion.Dreamz are just tearing iZone apart in these late game scenarios, and I'm not sure Axe is just really Berserker's calling the right target. At this stage in the game, you want to save your Berserker's Call so that you're the last for initiation rather than the primary source of initiation. Before Anti-mage got BKB, Axe could afford to be the primary source of initiation just because you have so many other disables that can go through. Echo Slam, Ice Blast, Dream Coil could hold the Anti-mage in place. But now only one disable can hold the Anti-mage in place, and that is the Axe's Berserker's Call. So I would suggest the Axe stay back, wait for the Anti-mage to pop the BKB, then go and pop the Berserker's Call, and hold the Anti-mage in place for 3 to 4 seconds. And that will give your team a lot of openings, and hopefully give your team a team fight. But unfortunately, Axe is just not working out in these late game scenarios, which still leads me to real wonder, why pick Axe in these games? He's a good laning hero, as Anti-mage pops BKB once again. Ethereal Blade doing a half HP to that Anti-mage, but he's just going to go to town. These racks going to pick up an easy top barracks. Will they transition? No, they're just going to back out, because the other lanes are pushed on their squad, and it was looking good for the iZone squad in that team fight. They killed the Beastmaster immediately before he could cast a Necrobook, before he cast Roar. But then they cast the Echo Slam, did no damage to Anti-mage because he popped the BKB. Ice Blast, Dream Coil, that magical team fight just didn't do anything. Morphling, the Ethereal Blade didn't do anything. So I'm not really too sure how the next parts of the game will shape up for the iZone squad. Ledion.Dreamz are just looking in such a commanding position. And it's pretty odd considering that iZone still has a hero kill lead, but they are just crumbling in terms of overall team fight engagements. So we shall see how this shapes up. Morphing Ethereal Blade, he has Lincoln Sphere and Manta Style, 2600 gold in the bank. Will he go for now? It would not surprise if he goes for BKB, even though I do not think that's a smart item choice. But still, item choices by Morphling, it's not been the most... It doesn't make much sense to me. Maybe other people can justify, his item choices like the Ethereal Blade. I'm not really too sure it would make any sort of situation. As Replicate's going to time out, looks like Morphling will be able to solo push his top tier 2 tower, so all the tier 2 towers on the Scourge side will fall. In terms of overall towers, Ledion.Dreamz still have less towers than the iZone squad, but they do have a Rax, they do have a ridiculously farm Anti-mage who has Bayek, who's beyond godlike, and that's all they really want at this point in the game. And it looks like iZone want to go for the top lane, even though this middle tower is below half HP. I do not think going for the top lane will change anything, even though their top lane is continuously being pushed back because of the mega creeps up on the Scourge side. But it looks like Roshan is going to be timing out, going to be respawning quite soon, as Butterfly is the item being picked up by the Anti-mage. Thrall really like his item choices, point boosters, point bracers, just tanking up as much as possible. Rubik doing the same thing. Has a Blink Dagger, so he could blink in telekinesis, steal a very strong spell, just stay in the midst of all those engagements. Django and Nerds, just the item choices by Ledion.Dreamz are making so much sense to me, aside from the Bloodstone, but still, they're just making a lot of sense. BKB also up for the Queen of Pain, and now the teamfight potential of the iZone squad is just losing so much effectiveness. What will they do to get themselves back in the game? Not really too sure what they can do. Smoke gank would be ideal, but considering Pinot teams do not often save for buyback, but I do not think Ledion.Dreamz will be caught out of position. Jay is too good of a captain to let his teammates be caught out of position by themselves at this crucial juncture in the game. Morphling is going to push the top lane or the bottom lane back, but it looks like iZone are going to give up this free tier 2 tower, or they should. They should take this fight on this ramp so Axe could bait the Anti-mage in with the Berserker's Call after his BKB's already been expired. And that's the only way. If they can kill the Anti-mage on the back of their Axe initiation after the Anti-mage has popped the BKB, then it might be enough for iZone to get back in themselves in the game. Screen Pain being casted along with BKB. Well, the Sonic Wave only hit the Earthshaker, and Earthshaker's still above half HP. Not really too sure what that Sonic Wave was about, but I won't question it. It'll be up in 40 seconds. He can spam it. Meanwhile, the slow base siege is beginning. Django being popped. Here comes the Anti-mage. Will he go on the offensive? Pops the Manta style. Pops the BKB. Axe, go! Cast the Berserker's Call. Let's go. No, he's just going to wait. They're going to give the middle racks pretty much for free. Not really too sure about this decision. I guess they were waiting out the BKB duration. Here comes Earthshaker with the 4-step. Blink Dagger, Echo Slam. Ethereal Blade being casted. And the Shatter is not ticking in. Anti-mage will survive just barely. X picking up a kill as the Beastmaster also picked up a kill. And Ledion.Dreamz are going to take this game. I do not see any way for iZone to come back. As Anti-mage, they threw down so much of their attention. But we just saw the Ethereal Blade just not doing too much in this late game situation. Anti-mage just too tanky. And I think if they had auto attack from the Morphling, it would be more effective. But right now, Ledion.Dreamz are going to go on the offensive, going to try to take these tier 4 towers and then expose the Naked Throne. That sounds so wrong, but it still sounds oh so right. As the Beastmaster is going to go Inner Beast with the Anti-mage and the Django Endurance and the Auras by the Necrobooks is so ridiculous. Going to give Anti-mage so much more attack bonus, as Anti-mage is going to be finally going to be going down. No, Morphe is going to die instead, and now he's going to try to kill the Puck. Puck, one more hit from dying. Shadow Strike doing a lot of damage. Looks like Puck will escape just fine, but GG is called by the Dreams Ledion squad because they clearly had this game in the bag. This is a LAN tournament, so offensive GGs are not really considered too bad manners. So Ledion.Dreamz take it back, even though they were behind hero kills till the very end. They take it back on the farm of the Anti-mage. So I think I've already analyzed why iZone sort of fell apart. Axe just did not have too big of a late game effect. BKB started to hard counter the iZone squad. They did not do enough in terms of securing themselves. Roshan playing a little bit safer in the mid game or after the Roshan. I think they should have waited for one Roshan before pushing in, or just go on the offensive right off the bat, rather than just sort of playing it close to the bone, waiting for Morphing Manta style, Hex on the Puck, Gem, all that items. But I'm still not really understanding why Axe is being picked up. He just loses so much effectiveness in the late game, and I'm not really too sure why he's a common pick these days. Maybe we'll see him trend out just because he's not working out. You can counter him in lane, even though Queen of Pain had a miserable time in lane. But I think heroes like Batrider, who can blink in and go through BKB, heroes like that would be more effective than an Axe, even at the late stage of the game. But we will see nice composure by Ledion.Dreamz. So let's just ask, why do you think this replay used to be a recommended replay and then it got its stats removed on GGNet? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, it was a pretty sloppy game. Just a lot of overall team fight were just all over the place. Axe did not make a lot of right decisions. Morphling did not make too many right decisions. Earthshaker saved his Enchant Totem to pick up last hits. I do not think that was the smartest move. Even used his Enchant Totem to pick up a last hit on the tower. Things like that. Each Apparition Puck I thought played pretty well. Earthshaker played pretty well as well. Queen of Pain did not play very well at all. Stayed too long in lane. But still made a difference in the late game. Keep in mind, these players are a lot better than me. These are just my opinions on why this game used to be recommended replay, and then turned out to get that stats removed. And Anti-mage just did not pick up the farm until he picked up his Battle Fury at the 22-minute mark. He had like 80 CS, which was pretty low. Pretty crap farm, if you do ask me. Not counting the neutrals, of course, but still ridiculously low farm. Beastmaster, I thought, played magnificently. Thrall pretty much played as well as I could have hoped for, considering his strong engagement. So I do not think... I think it was a well-played game overall, but it was not deserving of the recommended replay status. I think you could see it after iZone lost its second in-row teamfight. You saw the momentum start to change in favor of Ledion.Dreamz, where they could pick up the Roshan anytime they wanted. Anti-mage was unstoppable at that point. And it was clear that iZone did not really have a game plan once the Scourge side started to pick up BKB and started to tank up. So, unfortunately for iZone, they did fall in this GMPGL game to Ledion.Dreamz. But we will see, we'll look at more GMPGL matches in the near future. So, thank you all for watching as usual, and have a fantastic day.